Hi, welcome back channel, TrainStation2. Alright, that's the final competition and I managed to get first. End of the day, it's a long event, 6 competitions. I hope you did well and got in all the trains and whatnot. Alright, so in this last competition again, it's really about focusing into getting the EPH start as usual. Then once you're done with that, then you'll be able to climb to ranking chart at a very good head start. So then of course, besides that, you have tons and tons of those raw materials, complete items in a warehouse, so it makes your life much easier. But that again, Pixel is there to makes it mess it up, just asking for non-event items. So that's how the behind the scene, I don't know, Pixel may have something to monitor us or an algorithm behind the scene to calculate. Actually, you have tons and tons of those event items, so I make it purposely for getting on your nerves to get those non-event items in the request. So that's always the case, but you have no choice but just go to bear with it and keep on building it up again. In the event itself, you just gotta keep on going. Who knows? I mean, you just got to go ahead and sometimes try your luck, and you get some new trains that you didn't expect. As usual, fighting this long competitions is really daunting, but I think more importantly, it's really a preparation effort. Sending dispatches as usual has its own strategy. You got to really have to claim the raw materials or the required items, especially you claim the coins first and then get the required raw materials so they can keep your event factory running around the clock, and then you send out your trains for dispatch of items. But that's it. If you have an extra dispatches at your disposal after watching a video, then I think you're going to have to think hard how you want to use that extra dispatches for another an hour. So what I always do is to send my main dispatches out, the 13 numbers of them, and then once I got a 14 part-time dispatcher of an hour, I'll just basically collect it after I've sent the 13 dispatches out. And once I got it, it's basically about 5 minutes difference between all the dispatches have been sent out. So eventually when the 13 dispatchers come back an hour later, your 14 dispatcher is about 5 minutes apart. That gives you some reaction time to spend one gem at the last minute and then to call back that 14 dispatcher and send it up again. So you earn that extra hour by just spending one gem. So although it's not really a lot, but I think it helps especially for free to play. Not forgetting, I mean, now this is over, but whenever it's available, if you play all this really fun, all right, so I believe you can call it fun or not, it's up to you, but I find it fun because it's just slightly different from the main game itself, and you claim some really small rewards, but it's still something that is you're gonna need it to basically boost your chances of getting the items lot, especially the event coin itself. So you have no choice but you keep on going on all these small little mini challenges, including this. So the other challenges you're going to do in the event likewise give you an extra boost, event coins, event keys. So that is really something you got to think about and spend your time on. I'm just going to run through about 2 more. I think whenever there's 4 chances, you're going to just do it. And once that you have done a good number of them, you'll find it much easier. At first, may be quite daunting because you just find, you do not know what's going to happen because it's like, so many pieces to choose. But after working out a quite good number of times, you get a hang of it. You just know that that's how it works. And of course, itself, there's a reward path where you can collect the items that like gems and whatnot. So that gives again another small little boost for your gems collection, especially for free to play. It's 1 gem per video, so this gives an extra few gems. Is quite good in that returns, right? So this is the last one before we move on back to the event itself, right? So you can see here it starts getting more complicated over time, but once you start to work backwards, right? So always use it a reverse way of working backwards from the final destination back to the start where the train started. So that gives you an opportunity to get it right, because there are so many choices. But you work backwards, then that gives you some kind of hint. How do you reach the end? All right. So that's all. Let's go back to the event itself. End of this event, of course, you're going to wait a little while. There'll be a few more event keys or even event coins to claim from. Personal achievement, team achievement, and whatnot. So make sure you claim those. Then, of course, by playing a bit of this extra, like I said, challenges give you a bit more. Then here we go. We got first place, 300 event coin, and of course that equates to 3 big boxes. Later on, I can claim the remaining and just claim another big box along the way. So big boxes is about parts, so it's important. You got to collect them for upgrades of your trains. But I think more importantly is have sufficient gold. So really, it is very hard to balance. Sometimes you're thinking, how do I get so much in order to do that train upgrade? But that's the demanding part to about planning. So the winner team is Universal Studio. End of the day is about luck. So like I said earlier, the method of the bonus that they gave to the losing team method doesn't work. Pixar knows that. It has been probably a year or more, or even more than a year. This is not a good method, but they just refuse to change, because I believe at the back end there's a huge amount of changes and they don't really make money out of it. So why do you need to change when they're not making money? So that's not what they intend to do. So just got to live with it. You're going to choose the right, just based on luck. There's no good method in selecting the correct company or team. Just make sure you feel lucky. All right. So Film Studios, Universal Studio is a winner for 6 rounds. So you get, I mean, the bonus given by Pixar doesn't work. So that of course was really lucky. And of course, getting top 20%, we get an extra bit more of items. Then, like I said, the rewards will come shortly. So if you don't get it instantaneously when you end the event, just get patient, lock in an hour later or two. Then you should be able to claim your extra rewards itself, right? So that's the end of that explanation of the extra rewards. And of course, with that, we managed to claim another train. The another train that we're talking about is the rare train, since we got 1,200. That's how I managed to claim this rare train. And I think that's about it. The rest is not important, because just a balanced amount of small amounts of keys will just be parts, and the remaining 71 event coins will be turned useless, because there's no redemption for that. All right, so that's all. Make sure you claim all you have before the end of the 48 hours, and after that everything will be gone. So the trains will go back to normal. There'll be no extra engine capacity for the batch trains, so don't waste your effort in upgrading those. Just gotta wait for the next long event, and you can claim another set of trains. So as usual, aim for 2 legendary, 1 epic, and the rest bonus. For me is the rare train. So 4 trains from this event. I think I'm satisfied with it. So meanwhile, there'll be a lot of short events, but I'm going to take a good break. Thank you so much for watching. Catch up again in the next video. Goodbye.